Hi friends, Simit here from InformedTrades.com. Today is February 25th, 2014. Time for our daily forex chart review. We usually try to get these started at around 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time, 1:15 p.m. GMT. Running about 10 minutes late today. I apologize for that. Let's dig right into the chart session. Basically, in these sessions, I review the daily forex pairs of daily charts on 20-some forex pairs. The charts I'm looking at share the trades I'm placing. Right now on the screen, you see a Euro-Swiss trade. This was highlighted by member Lithe Investor on InformedTrades.com. If you check out his blog there, he shares some thoughts on trading it. This is not a pair I trade very much, but it is often in a range, right? We can sort of see that range. So if you like trading ranges, I think Euro USD or Euro CHF, Euro Swiss might be your friend. You know, here's just an example of some ranges. Oh, I move that there. And of course, there's ranges within, and this is just a daily time frame. But example, if you like the idea of buying here and selling up at the top, Euro Swiss is often in this level. The Swiss National Bank has decided to defend the level of 120, not letting this pair fall below 1.2. So that's sort of, a lot of traders like it for that reason. Or you can sort of incorporate that into your trading strategy. Okay, so as is customary, I just wanted to share this because it was the last chart I was looking at. But I always like to start this analysis session with the trades I have on at the moment. I have two trades on at the moment. New Zealand US dollar. Okay, and my stop is now at break even. So I've moved my stop all the way down to here. Okay. So I moved my stop to break even, and that's sort of it. The position has been rallying, so I don't know if this is the end. Meaning we've had three. This could be seen as a mini accumulation phase, or accumulation probably is more evident on the 4-hour chart. But in any event, I've got my stop to break even, so it's here. If this stop gets hit, I won't lose any money. Of course, I won't gain any money. We'll be out of the position. So that's one trade I have on. Right now it's slightly in the money, but definitely the profit target's all the way down here, so we have a ways to go. Aussie Yen, no real action now. The stop is at break even. Aussie Yen's the other trade I'm in at the moment. Okay, and I got short here. Now it's slightly in the money. I got short of this black line. Stop is at this red line, and target profit is this green line here. We'll see. You know, right now we're still hovering in that. Hopefully this is a distribution phase. Let's see what it looks like on the 4-hour chart. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, I got long here. Still seems valid to me. I like the fact that we're seeing that this high here is lower than this high here. So hopefully we'll keep going down now, and this is it. But we'll see. The profit target all the way down here. Okay, so no real action take on that. My stop is still here. If the market rallies and my stop gets hit, my account balance will decline. So I still have some risk exposure there. Okay, now let's go to the euro pairs. Euro Australian dollar. And we have that order. Aussie Swiss is the mirror of this. We have an order on it to go here. You know. Still the same deal with this pair, just waiting. You know, we see clearly an uptrend, now just waiting for the pullback. And identify this level as the level I'd really like to enter at. A support level seems very reliable. Euro Canada. Euro Canada, we discussed this daily. It was in a price channel. It broke out of that price channel. It came back to retest it. Now it's going longer. In hindsight, this would have been the perfect level to enter at right here or so, you know, right here. But we'll see. In any event, now I'm just waiting for more of a pullback. So if we can pull back to, well, I still want to pull back to here, 149.75, somewhere around there. So still have some room. Nothing to do. You know, basically, just to illustrate the basic philosophy for those of you who are sort of new to these videos, you know, I look to gauge the trend. This is clearly an uptrend. And then I look to participate within that trend. So in an uptrend, I'll want to buy the dip. In a downtrend, I'll want to sell rallies. So the key thing from there is to measure, what constitutes a reasonable dip for you to buy at. Like we know this is an uptrend that's pretty visually clear, and we want to know what's a good level to buy at. And that's basically the name of the game. 49.75 is the level I want to buy at. Often look for support resistance levels, trend lines, Fibonacci, moving averages. All those sort of play a part. Horizontal support and resistance lines are my biggest indicator, as well as candlesticks. Euro Canada, and it is a lot of information required to sort of analyze markets in general. Even if you're a pure price action trader like myself, still requires a lot of studying of it. We have a lot of information on this on InformedTrades to help folks get started. Okay, Euro Pound. Oh man. So yesterday, I had my entry order here. I got my entry order filled on this green candle, and this spike up hit my stop, and it literally hit the exact as soon as it hit my stop, it reversed right back down. So that's just, if my stop was 1 pip further out, the stop would not have gotten hit, and the position would be in the money. But that's the way it goes. I need to think a little more carefully, I suppose, about where to put my stop. Maybe give myself a little more room. But overall, I don't think it was. I think it was more bad luck than bad trading. So in any event, with Euro Pound, just waiting. I do have an entry order on at this dash gray line, so I don't know if we'll get that pullback. I did want to try again in light of the way I got stopped out. I don't know if I'll get that back, though. We'll see. Entry order is still pending. Euro yen. Okay. Same story as is customary with Euro yen. It's in a uptrend, and just buying the dip, waiting to buy the dip. Been waiting a while now, and still waiting. I'm going to be extra patient with the yen. We're looking at it largely from a weekly perspective, especially with Euro yen and dollar yen. So we'll see if we can pull back to 137.80. Euro Kiwi. Okay. We're in this range here. It's consolidating. Like I mentioned, I don't plan on doing anything until it goes to, one of the extremes of this range identified. So what I would really like to see is if we can fall to this dashed blue line, and then, well, we'll see. Ideally, it'd fall to this black line here. But if we can have enough signs at this blue line, if we can see some type of a horizontal support level, plus this diagonal line, plus the 200 exponential moving average, that could be an indication to do something. In general, though, it's probably going to be about waiting. And we'll take a look at New Zealand CHF, Kiwi Swiss, because that's going to have some similar price action. Euro and Kiwi tend to be very closely aligned. So if you don't see a pattern you like on the Euro, you might see a corresponding pattern on the Swiss franc that is very similar, but maybe a little more technically comfortable for you. Okay, Euro US dollar. This might be a distribution phase right now. So perhaps getting ready to head south. I'm not trading it that way. I still view this as an uptrend. But we do have a pattern of lower highs, right? So we'll see. At the bare minimum, it's got to pull back to 136 before I can really even consider going long. We'll see, though. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Yeah, you can see it's clearly in an uptrend, it seems to me, at least. I would regard this as an uptrend. Price is above the 50 simple moving average, which is above the 200 exponential moving average. We have this trend line here. So we have, I think this is an uptrend. The only downtrend signs we have are we have a little bit of a pattern of lower highs thus far. Let me see if I can do that from here. So you can see we have a pattern of a little bit of a pattern of lower highs, but it looks like it could be distribution, it could be shorting it, but I'm not interested in that. I'm still more interested in buying the dip. We'll see how this plays out. This is something I can learn from, I feel like. This This could be an interesting counter trend trade because I am observing this distribution pattern here with this, we have a bunch of candlesticks in a reasonably tight range. That could be preceding a fall. That's often what it signals, especially when it comes after a rally. So it could be an interesting counter trend trade. However, I want to observe it a little more. Something to think about as I add counter trend trading into my game. From a trend trading perspective, though, it's just buying the dip. So let's see, 136 maybe. It's the earliest we could reasonably target. That does it for the euro pairs. Let's go to the pound. Pound Aussie, same as Euro Aussie, uptrend, just waiting for the pullback. This is a level we have identified, 181.21, and I identified it based on support as well as it is in a Fibonacci level from here. It's between the 38 and 50 Fibonacci zone. So that's not actually 38.2. I don't give the most credence to, but we could also move this to here. I'm just going to delete this one. And okay, so we are cherry picking a little bit our where to draw the Fibonacci from, but I think this is the rationale for drawing from here is we see a big breakout from this level, right? Once we this candle, this is the last candle where once this candle comes, it's off and running. So from the breakout, if we measure from the breakout to the top, which I think is a valid way of looking at it, you can see this level is significant. So that's Pound Aussie. Ultimately, though, still waiting for a pullback. Pound Canada. Okay, great, beautiful reversal candlestick pattern here. However, and I'll be watching this from a counter trend trading perspective. I don't want to trade against the trend. Even on the weekly chart, I think Pound Canada is still headed up. Let's take a look, though. Yeah, so I would regard this as a bullish trend on the, look at this, a huge base forming. Wow. I mean, we were in a range from, basically from June of 2010 all the way until 3 years. So we were in this range for 3 years, but that's an accumulation pattern, really. I mean, and we just rallied immensely from there. So I'm not interested in shorting it at this time. I think it could go further. However, there might be a very near-term pullback, and I'll be watching this from a counter trend. The problem is you run right into support right here, so I don't know how much of a target profit you really have, and that's been a major challenge for me in whenever I've thought about counter trend trading. But that is a beautiful reversal candlestick pattern. Pound Swiss. Okay, that's in the range there. Nothing to do until it goes to an extreme. Pound yen. Okay, this could be an interesting short, actually. I mean, we have a couple of reversal candlesticks. We have Fibonacci retracement, 61.8 from this level down to here. We're also at the 50 simple moving average. So this is and we have a pattern of lower highs in place. So this is really interesting. I don't think I'm going to do it, though. And we talked about it yesterday. Because one, the trend still looks pretty bullish. I mean, I know we have a pattern of lower highs in here, but you also, if you look back here, it's pretty bullish. And 50 is above the 200 EMA, which is also generally a bullish structure. So that alone I'm not really that interested, but it is worth watching because you could actually get a pretty good reward risk. This counter trend opportunity has decent reward risk and has a number of legitimate technical signs. Let's see what it's like on the weekly chart. Yeah, this is still running up. Okay. Okay, so we'll see if it pulls back. I'm still interested in going long euro yen and dollar yen. Um, I see the short opportunity here. However, I will pass on it for now, just because the primary trend looks to be upwards. Pound Kiwi. Yeah, so this is similar to pound Swiss in some respects. You know, we are seeing a consolidation forming. If it can fall to the bottom, this blue line, that might be interesting. But until then, I'll pass. Pound dollar. Okay, so this looks like we broke out of this resistance level here, came back to test it, and are now going higher. Another example of, you know, I just need more of a pullback. It would have worked out really well here. However, you know, I'm still. I know I've missed out on a number of opportunities by insisting on the kind of pullbacks that I do. I haven't found the right. There's probably a right way for me to capture some of these opportunities that I'm missing out on. So I still need to improve my trading in that regards. But so far, better safe than sorry. So I'd rather miss out on these opportunities than get a lot of bad trades that cost me money. So that's pound dollar going to U.S. dollar. Dollar Canada. Okay, pattern of lower highs here. And this was I was so looking forward to price falling here, but I really want to see a former trading range before I can go long. Uh, we'll see. We do have a pattern of lower highs now, so this could be interesting. A very nice reversal candlestick pattern that is lower than the previous high. So when price comes, if price can fall back down here, that could be an interesting buying opportunity. We'll see. Also, well, there may be you see there's a bit of a bottom trend line here. I'm not going to draw that yet. Well, I guess I might as well draw it. um, there we go. Something to that effect. Um, okay, so that's it for dollar Canada. Just waiting for the pullback. We are seeing some reversal. Dollar yen. Okay. Yeah, I mean I still have my entry order. Let's see if we can follow this black line. That's really what it's about. And my profit target on dollar yen is way off let's put this in perspective. You know, the yen, I mentioned this before, I want to trade this on a weekly chart. So I really want to take a longer time frame. That's why it's going to take a longer time for the entries to get filled. The whole thing's going to take a longer time. We're dealing with further ranges. But all the way out here, this will be a 9-to-1 reward risk, which will be really nice. You know, you can take a small position on that and have a good trade that way. But we'll see. I felt like I feel more comfortable with that on the yen, which has been a little rough for me lately. And the weekly InformedTrades.com/Japan. I feel like I mentioned in all these videos, but that is the opportunity. Japan long term, the yen is really in a bunch of trouble fundamentally. We've talked a lot about that on Informed Trades, InformedTrades.com/Japan. Dollar Singapore. Okay, we see this. It's in this wedge of sorts. You know, this dashed blue line here, this dashed blue line here. I really would prefer to wait until it can fall to one of these extremes, and then I think that could be a buying opportunity. We'll see. But in this right now, the trend doesn't seem that great to me. Let's zoom out a little bit more. So you could say it's in I would think it's in a upwards trend. So that was why I thought about buying here, which is a 50% Fibonacci retracement level. And I might still, if it comes back here, we didn't really have, and it's at the 200 EMA. I changed my mind a little bit on this. If it falls back to that level, 125.78, we'll see. I mean, now, I'll give it a shot. You know, I'll reconsider if it falls back to there. But my preference would be to trade. I think it's a clear trade at one of these top or bottom ranges. So we'll see. Um, it does sort of meet some requirements, this level. It is horizontal support level. The 200 EMA is there, and the 50% Fibonacci retracement from this swing low to this swing high is there. So it is significant in that regard. And that alone is I probably should have entered this trade here. Um, then you got to think a little bit about what's the target. Um, but we'll see. At any point, it's not. We're still 60 pips away, 65 pips away. So we'll see. That can take a little bit of time on dollar Singapore. Perhaps by the end of the week, it'll be at that level, and we'll see. I think I would still prefer to see a few candlesticks there, signifying an accumulation zone. Okay, so that's dollar Singapore. Now we need to go to the Canadian pairs. Canada Swiss. Okay, broken out of this range, just like Euro Canada. Let's see if we can pull back. 82.33. That's sort of the latest level, and if so, that could be a interesting opportunity if we can get around that. Until then, though, it's just waiting. The trend is clearly down, though, so it's a good trend to participate in if we can get the price we like. Canada yen. Okay. Now this is actually signaling to me, it's a little worrisome because this signals like it could be a near-term low is in, and that we're not going to get much more of a pullback, in which case my dollar yen and euro yen trades, which are speculating on a bigger pullback before going long, they won't get filled. So we'll see. I'm not going to change anything though. I still have those orders on, and Canada. I'm not going to put an order on Canada yen yet. Um, Maybe if we rally a little bit further here, I don't know. The moving averages are tilted down, which is not a favorite sign of mine for taking a long position. Hmm. Well, we'll see. At this point, let's see what it looks like on the weekly chart. Okay. Hmm. We are seeing a bit of consolidation here, so it could be an opportunity. I'm wondering. And I think the opportunity really would be to go long. Hmm. Well, I think I'm not going to. Let's see if I should do something on. I think I'm going to evaluate this maybe on Friday. Hmm. Yeah, this is a good weekly trade. Okay, so we'll see. I think I might like this more than noting this down. Maybe I'll take off my euro yen trade and put on the Canada yen trade to go long weekly. 92.34. 90.03 is the stop. Okay, so that's Canada yen. I'll come back to that at the end of this video. Let's go to the Australian dollar for now. Aussie Canada. And we're looking at the weekly. Let's switch to the daily. Okay, so we ran into resistance here. Let's see if we can fall back to the bottom of this channel. That's really where I would like to go long Aussie Canada. That's the other thing, that the Canadian dollar is showing so much weakness. I think that'll be the reason I don't enter the trade. Canadian dollar is showing so much weakness on so many other currencies, like the Australian dollar. I'm a little reluctant to go long it on the against the yen. Aussie Swiss. This is the same as Euro Aussie. Looking to get that pullback here. So if we can pull back to 81.52, we're a little further away from that. But let's see. Aussie yen. Yeah, this is, well, we talked about this. I'm short. I'm in this short trade, and I got to stop here. Nothing else to do at the moment. Aussie Kiwi. And we also have this entry order on at the moment. Like I mentioned, I've got a bunch of short, trying really hard to short the Australian dollar. The Aussie yen order did get filled. What other order is this still on? My Aussie Kiwi order is still short. Yeah. So this is still on at that black line. And Aussie dollar, I also have an order there. Yeah. So Aussie dollar looks like it might get filled soon. We'll see. But those are two orders I have on. So I already have Aussie yen trade on. Short that. I have a short Aussie Kiwi and short Aussie dollar. If the Aussie yen trade, that short yen trade, gets, or excuse me, if the Aussie Kiwi and Aussie dollar both get filled, I will close out one of the three. Probably the Aussie yen, because I have sort of the least amount of confidence in that. But we'll see. So nothing really to do on those pairs. The entry orders are there. It's just a matter of, let's see if price fills them. Kiwi dollar, we're already in on this trade. Kiwi Canada. Yeah, look at it, still running. Wow. And this is what I'm talking about. So I could go long Canada yen, but I feel a little, I mean, Canada is so weak against all the other pairs. I'm a little reluctant to go long Canada at this time against anything. And I have those euro yen and dollar yen trades on, and I don't know if those entry orders will get filled, but I'd rather just wait for them to get filled. Kiwi Swiss, so yeah, still in this range. If we can go to one of the extremes, that will be good. Other than that, I will pass. And Kiwi yen. Yeah, so this is the same thing we're seeing on all the yen pairs except Canada yen. So that about does it. You know, I have 3 entry orders on at the moment, not placing a new one today, but have 3 entry orders on. Aussie Kiwi, Aussie dollar, and Euro pound. That's about it. We'll see if any of those orders get filled, and we have our 2 existing positions still on as well. Any questions you have, anything you want to add, join us at InformedTrades.com. Have a lot of learning material, all there to help traders learn. Join, register in our community, participate, and get started with your trading education. See you tomorrow. Take care.